Okay, so we were discussing feedback amplifiers. Okay, what is the primary reason for feedback amplifier? Means what are the advantages we can get with feedback amplifiers? We can modify voltage gain, okay, current gain, input resistance, output resistance, bandwidth, okay, noise, distortion, we can reduce, okay, right? Uh, these are the some of the advantages of of feedback, okay, especially negative. Okay, then we have derived the expressions for gain with feedback, gain with negative feedback, okay, gain with positive feedback. Then we started discussing the advantages of negative feedback. Okay, we started discussing advantages of negative feedback. There, we have discussed how the gain is stabilized. Okay, first one was how the gain is stabilized. Okay, gain can be made completely independent of the amplifier block A, and hence the gain is stabilized. Also, we have derived an expression. Okay, we have derived an expression where, okay, where the change in AF is less than, okay, at the end of the derivation, we obtain the relation that the change in AF is less than the change in A. Okay, so the variations are less means the stability is high. Okay, for the case of feedback. Now remember all this is for negative feedback. Next, uh, next, next advantage of uh, this negative feedback is reduction in distortion. Okay, reduction in distortion, right? What is distortion? This also we discussed. The output, okay, we are expecting input we are giving sinusoidal, right? In such a case, output we are also expecting sinusoidal. But due to some reason, the waveform shape has changed. Okay, the reason is the non-linearity of the transistor. Okay, right? Then what happens? That is distortion. Okay, when the shape at the output is not as expected, not sinusoidal as expected. Okay, right? Then uh, we say that there is distortion. Okay, now with feedback, how the distortion varies, let us discuss. Let me go to the block diagram. Okay. Now let us say that the distortion of this amplifier block is D. Okay. And then the overall distortion with feedback, let us call it as DF. Okay. I repeat, distortion of the amplifier block alone. This block alone, we will call it as D. Okay. And then the distortion of the overall, okay, overall means overall amplifier with feedback, okay, means the entire block. Let us call it as DF. Okay. So now DF we can represent it as like this. Okay, DF we can represent it as like this. The distortion of this block, okay, the distortion of this block, and again there is a signal which is traveling in this direction, isn't it? Okay, right. So now if you take the loop, okay, what do we have in the loop? We have A, okay, gain A, then we have beta, okay, right? So the overall distortion, okay, of the loop, right? We can consider it as A beta DF. We can consider it as A beta DF. So distortion with feedback DF we can write it as this distortion, okay, minus A beta df. Okay, we can write it as the distortion here minus A beta df. So df, okay. So df we can write it as distortion of the amplifier block A, okay, minus A beta df. Okay. So here D is distortion without feedback, means only of the block A, okay, and df is for the overall with feedback, right? So df is represented by D minus A beta df, okay, D minus A beta df, okay. D distortion of the block, right? If we traverse through the loop, we have the blocks A, beta, okay, and then the distortion df, right? So df is equals to D minus A beta df, okay. Next, send this one to the LHS, okay. Minus term becomes plus, okay. Then we can take, see what we are now trying to do is we are trying to get an expression of df in terms of D, right? So for that what we are doing, we are taking, okay, we are taking df, all df terms on one side, okay, all df terms on one side. So this negative term, if we send it to the other side, it becomes plus, right? So df plus a beta df we will get, and in that, okay, df plus a beta df, if we take df common, we have 1 plus a beta, okay, right? We have 1 plus a beta. So df into 1 plus a beta will be simply d, okay, right? Now from this, let us cross multiply this 1 plus a beta to the other side. Then we get df is equals to d by 1 plus a beta. Okay. So this is the this is the expression for distortion with negative feedback. Okay, expression for distortion with negative feedback. Similarly, next advantage of negative feedback is reduction in noise. Okay, reduction in noise. Similar expression. df is equals to d by 1 plus a beta. So what will NF be? Anybody answer? Noise with feedback. NF will be equal to what? Anybody answer? df is equals to d by 1 plus a beta. NF will be equal to what? Just guess. Similar expression. Noise with feedback will be equal to, please answer. Yes. 456 Sirisha. 456 Sirisha, are you there? Four fifty six Sirisha. 451, Akshita.
Yes, sir.
So can you answer similar expression? Okay, similar expression. This is the expression for distortion with feedback. What will be the expression for noise with feedback? N for noise. Just guess something you guess. Similar, very similar, very much similar expression. Just in place of D, you can put N. That's it. So please answer. What will be the expression for noise with feedback? Yeah, please answer. Yes, Sirisha. Akshita. Sailesh. 457, Sailesh. 457, Sailesh. Okay, all are absent. 457, Sailesh, are you present or absent? 459, Srilija. 459, Srinija. 461, Aditi. What is wrong? See, very easy. Okay. Distortion with feedback, DF is D by 1 plus A beta. Noise with feedback is NF is equals to N by 1 plus A beta. Okay, right? Similar expression, if question is asked, derive the expression for noise with feedback. Similar derivation you can put in place of D, you will put N. Okay, N F is equals to N minus A beta NF. Okay, so NF into 1 plus A beta is equal to N. So NF is equals to N by 1 plus A beta. Okay, similar, very easy. Similar derivation you can write in place of D, you can write N. Right, so I have not given the derivation directly. It is mentioned NF is equals to N by 1 plus A beta. Okay, right. So actually, what is happening is in negative feedback, the output is reducing. Okay, right? You know, AF is equals to A by 1 plus A beta. Okay, so overall gain is reducing. Gain is reducing means output is reducing. Okay, so when output reduces, obviously distortion also reduces. Okay, obviously the distortion also reduces. The same thing for the case of noise. First of all, what is noise? Okay, now input we are giving pure sine. Just observe my mouse. Input we are giving pure sinusoidal signal. Okay, right? Then output also we are expecting pure amplified sinusoidal signal. Okay, output also we are expecting pure amplified sinusoidal signal. But instead of the output signal being pure amplified sinusoidal signal, if there are some small ripples here and there, okay, along the amplified sinusoidal signal, if there are some small ripples which are due to disturbances, those disturbances may be internal as well as external. Internal due to circuits, okay, external factors, right? Fluctuations are also possible, right? So this is your noise. This is your noise, and when we sorry, when we go for negative feedback, the noise reduces by a factor of 1 plus a beta. Okay. Next one is next advantage is, okay. Next, change in input impedance. Okay, right? How the input impedance modifies when we go for negative feedback, we will consider that now. Okay, so we are considering again this same old circuit. Okay, same old block diagram we are considering, right? Input impedance with feedback will be Vs divided by the input current. This is the input current. Okay, current entering the amplifier block. This is the input current. So input impedance with feedback will be Vs by Ii. Input impedance without feedback will be what? We discussed this many times. Input impedance with feedback is ZIF Vs by Ii. Simply input impedance will be what? Zi will be what? Yes, please answer. What happened today? Easy question. Okay. ZIF is, see, ZIF is Vs by Ii, because ZIF means for the overall feedback, right? Considering feedback. When we don't consider feedback, we have to say only this block. So what will Zi be? Please answer. Guess. What will Zi be?
VI by II.
Very good. Vi by I. Okay. Zi will be Vi by II. Very good. Okay. So Zi, see Zi. ZIF means overall. Overall means Vs by II. Zi means only for this block. Okay. So Vi by II. Right. Now, you know this same old relation for negative feedback. What is the relation? We have Vi, okay, is equals to Vs minus this one, right? This is the same old relation which we have seen in the previous class, okay? For negative feedback, Vi is equals to Vs minus Vf, okay? For negative feedback, Vi is equals to Vs minus Vf. Here Vf is beta V naught. Okay, Vf is beta V naught. So Vi is equals to Vs minus beta V naught. This is the case for negative feedback. Okay. Now here what will be the V naught? V naught we can write it as A into Vi. Okay, right? A multiplied by Vi will give us V naught. So we are writing V naught is A into Vi. See, it is like this. This block gives gain A. This block gives gain A. Okay. So we can write V naught is A into Vi. Okay. Next, this is the same relation that we are taking. Okay. Vi is equals to Vs minus beta V naught. Okay. Vi is equals to Vs minus beta V naught. V naught, just now we discussed, V naught, we can write it as A into Vi. Okay. V naught, output V naught, we can write it as A into Vi. Okay. Output V naught, we can write it as A into Vi. So, in place of V naught, if we write A into Vi, what will this be? Vi is equals to Vs minus beta A Vi. Okay. Vi is equals to Vs minus beta A Vi. Okay. Next, what is the next task? We have to, okay, we have to bring Vi terms on one side. Okay, just we have to bring the Vi terms on one side. Okay, so here there is a Vi term and here there is a Vi term. Okay, right? So if we bring this one to the LHS, okay, if we bring this term to the LHS, we have Vi plus A beta Vi, isn't it? Okay. Now, if I bring this one to the LHS, then what we have? We have two Vi terms. So we can take Vi common. Okay, we can take Vi common. So taking Vi common, we will have 1 and then here A beta. Okay, so 1 plus A beta, right? And the RHS, Vs as it is. Okay, on the RHS, we have Vs as it is, right? Now we have to divide. Okay, see, our task is to obtain the input impedance. Okay, our task is to obtain the input impedance. Now, so far, okay, so far in the derivation, we obtain, okay, we obtain Vi, okay, we obtain in terms of the voltage, right? We obtain in terms of voltage. In order to obtain impedance, right? See, this is input voltage. We obtain the relation in terms of input voltage. Okay, right? To get the input impedance, what we should do? Please answer. Voltage we got. Okay, we got the expression in terms of input voltage. To get impedance, what we should do? What is the relation between voltage and impedance? Our target is to get the expression for impedance, input impedance, isn't it? We got the expression for input voltage. How to get the expression for input impedance? Please answer. Yes, students, easy question again. Voltage we got in terms of voltage, input voltage. We need input impedance. How to get input impedance? Yes. Yes, please answer. Fast, please. Easy question. Ohm's law. Fast. You're able to understand, right?
V by I. V
Ah.
by I.
Very good. So yes, correct. So what we need to do is, see, we got voltage relation, but based on the title, okay, we want impedance relation. Okay, how to convert the voltage relation to impedance relation? simply divide by current term. Okay, simply divide by the current term. So divide this equation by the input current II. Input voltage by input current will give input impedance. Okay, right? Input voltage by input current will give input impedance. Then here we have Vs by II. Let us see what is that Vs by II. That Vs, see II is this common current entry. Okay, so Vs by II is nothing but ZIF. Okay, that also we already discussed. ZIF is nothing but Vs by II. So what do we have here? We can write this as ZIF. We can simply write this as ZIF. We can write this as ZI. Okay, so the relation is ZIF is equals to ZI into 1 plus A beta. So input impedance is increasing or reducing? What is happening? Due to negative feedback, is the input impedance increasing or decreasing? Please answer. Easy question. 1 plus something is greater than 1. Yes, input impedance is increasing. So due to negative feedback, the input impedance is increasing. Okay, right? Due to negative feedback, the input impedance is increasing. Okay. So how this increase in input impedance is an advantage? Can anybody answer? See, we mentioned that advantage is increase of input impedance. Okay. So how this is an advantage? Can anybody answer? Let me connect one very small circuit. Okay, let me connect one very small circuit to understand. Okay, how it is an advantage that the if input impedance increases, how it is an advantage? Let us understand that. Very important. Okay, please listen very carefully. Okay, so what I am doing is I am connecting a very small circuit, source voltage, internal resistance. Okay, source resistance, okay, I will call this as, I will give some value. Okay, we will give some value, say 100. Okay, 100. I will label this as source resistance RS. Okay, and then let us take that this is the input impedance. Okay, first let us give some value. Okay, let me give say 1000. Okay, 1000. Now let me take this as ZI. This is the input impedance. Okay, right? ZI, input impedance ZI. Okay, so we are taking a voltage source, right? A resistance, and then input impedance. Okay, see, this functions the same for AC as well as DC, right? So as long as there are resistances, as long as there are pure resistances, whether we give 1 volt DC or whether we give 1 volt sinusoidal, it functions the same. Okay. Now let me take ground. Okay. Let me connect. Let me connect this. Okay. Right. So now if we run this, okay, if we run this, and if you see the value, okay, the value of the voltage that we are getting, okay, here, see the software is called as LT Spice. We were planning to teach you during lab sessions, okay, but unfortunately lab sessions haven't yet started. But anyway, okay, just for checking the values, right? Here, the voltage, if I move my mouse, okay, here, if I move my mouse here, the voltage value will be displayed here. You need not look at the graph, okay? We need not look at the graph. If I move my mouse here, at the bottom right, sorry, bottom left here, okay, the value is displayed. So if I put the mouse here, 909, isn't it? 909.0. Okay, so this is the voltage that we are getting. Now, if I increase this, okay, if I increase this, one more zero I will put. Okay, previously it was 909.09094 millivolt. Okay, now if I make it 10,000, if I make it 10,000, then what is happening? Again, we have to run. Okay, I made it 10,000. Then I am running it again. Then what is the voltage? Now it became 990. Okay, the voltage became 990, right? So what is the observation? When the impedance was 1000, okay, when the impedance was 1000, it was 909 millivolt. Okay, when the impedance is 10,000, the voltage is becoming 990 millivolt. Okay, so what is happening here is when this value increases, the internal drop in the source is reducing. Okay, see output we are getting 990 millivolt, means nearly only 10 millivolt is lost. Okay, so the loss here is less. The loss here is less. If you further increase this, I will put two more zeros. Okay, I will put two more zeros. Okay, and then if we run, how much we are getting? Let us see here. It is 999.899. Okay, right? So almost 999.8999.8 millivolt is nearly equal to how much? Anybody answer? It is in millivolt. It will be nearly equal to how much? Yes. Yes, please answer. Okay, I will increase few more zeros. Okay, then let us run. Right, so now it is 99.99. Okay, 999.99 millivolt. In volt, it is 0.9999 volt. So we can approximate it to be, okay, we can approximate it to be 1 volt, right? So what I am trying to say is, if the input impedance is high, okay, if the input impedance is high, then then what happens? Okay, if the input impedance is high, then the internal loss of the voltage is less. Okay, the internal loss of the voltage is less. Most of the source signal passes on. Okay, most of the source signal passes on because the loss is less, right? It is an advantage. Okay, the loss is less, it is an advantage, right? The voltage is higher, isn't it? Okay, see, amplification we don't want losses, isn't it? Nobody wants loss, isn't it? So loss is less and the amplification will be higher. Okay, so you see, it should not be the case that a lot of signal is lost in the internal resistance. No, isn't it? We don't want loss. So this is the advantage of high input impedance. So because negative feedback gives increased input impedance, it is advantageous to have negative feedback. Okay. So any doubts so far? Yes, students, any doubts? Everything is clear. So quickly, 1 minute time is there. Quickly, I will explain this again. ZIF, okay, ZIF is how much? IF with feedback. VS by II. Okay. ZI is VI by II. Okay. VS by II is ZIF. Right. Overall, IF with feedback means we should consider VS. So ZIF is VS by II. ZI will be VI by II. ZI is VI by II. Okay. Next, same old formula. For negative feedback, Vi is equals to Vs minus beta V naught. For negative feedback, Vi is equals to Vs minus beta V naught. Next, okay, what we are doing, V naught, we are writing it as A into Vi. Okay, V naught, we are writing it as A into Vi. Next, okay, so here in V naught, we are replacing A into Vi. So Vi is equals to Vs minus beta A V.